How you doing, people? Welcome back to another ESO build video. Today is a brand new build to the channel called Popcorn, and this might put the Lazy Sorc out of business. So if you want to see more of this, stay tuned. It's coming right up. So what do we do? Well, basically the Lazy Sorc was designed to make things accessible to everybody in the game. If you're very, very experienced, or even if you're not, all you needed to do was wall developments and heavy attack, and the supporting sets and skills would do all the rest of the work for you. No complex rotations, giving you lots and lots of time to look at mechanics and finally figure stuff out, so you're not confused with loads of micromanaging. Well, that has adapted over time and got a couple of extra skills in it, sure, but we've basically modeled this on the original Lazy Sorc, except now instead of a pop at the end of the heavy attack, things go boom. Here's a little example here, 3, 2, 1, pop. Amazing. Sorcerer can't do that. That belongs to the Dragonknight, and it is only available for the Dragonknight, which allows them to have, well, to keep intact their class identity. Yes, class identity is tied to skills, visuals, passives, and sets and scripts, and we're taking advantage of both. So we're going to get into the stats very briefly. Listen to this very carefully. We are a high elf, and we're using magicka and max health magicka food. Technically speaking, that's all you need to know. If you want to use a stamina race instead, of course, use stamina and health food and switch your stats to stamina. Your highest offensive stat is where your skills will scale from, so it doesn't matter. And yes, we're using magical skills, but we're heavy attacking all the time anyway, so we won't run out. Much like the most recent Lazy Sorc. So the choice is yours. The stats themselves make no difference. If you make the build perfectly, it will look like that. If you don't, you made a mistake or you didn't upgrade all your gear. People try to change stats so much by changing sets and gear and skills and glyphs to try and match numbers they see on the internet. Those numbers are not going to give you the same results because there are sets that we use that don't show there. So you're skewing one variable and losing another. So keep it simple. Don't worry about what this sheet says. You'll get there eventually. Pay attention to this, this, and this. Again, if you're a magic race, use magicka. If you are a stamina race, use stamina. Your food needs to support that. Now, the gear. This is going to be very, very simple, although there's two options. So first of all, we're going with the old school bread and butter heavy attack set, which is, of course, the Sergeant. We're using the lightning staff and chest. Lightning staff and chest because the chest will give you the highest resistance amount for a heavy piece. It is a heavy armor set, yes. Change the glyph to magicka, make sure it's divines. So, lightning staff, chest, and 2 jewelry pieces. Oaken Soul Ring, obviously giving us loads and loads of buffs and bonuses, which never fall off and we don't have to swap bars because it locks your bar. Bloodthirsty on everything, weapon and spell damage with magicka recovery. Technically speaking, you don't need it to be magic recovery. You can be stamina instead if you prefer to fill the bar more often. That is a choice you get to make. Mactory, being the contributor for the glyph, will give you magicka recovery. The Tadri one will give you stamina. The choice is yours. Now, the other set is, of course, Firebrand. This will allow you to make a big explosion if you do a heavy attack. Bear in mind, if you do a light attack instead, it will put damage over time on the target. Now, if you heavy attack, any single target damage over time abilities that you put onto the target will all be removed, up to 3 of them, and then the boom will be bigger. Also, when the target is low health, it counts as an execute and does more damage. We're not going to stack loads and loads of dots because it's a long time coming. If you do that, you build up, build up, build up, heavy attack, bang. It's nice to have some default ones though. So in our rotation, there will occasionally be a light attack, which will put this damage over time on it, and we will remove it with a heavy attack. So we will flawlessly at least be able to take advantage of 1 stack of dots without any effort whatsoever. Essentially though, we're going to heavy attack and this is going to explode. So the simple effect is this. You heavy attack, it goes bang. Now the Sergeant set itself obviously stacks up multiple bonuses towards your heavy attacks. If you get to 4 stacks, yes, it means you have to wind that up to get your most DPS overall. If you maintain it, it will be very, very high. If you don't maintain it, it won't. So keep heavy attacking all the time. Firebrand, we do want in medium across the board, and of course, light crit set or weapon and spell damage set for the monster shoulder. It can be any monster shoulder of your choice that supports this type of stat. So crit chance or weapon and spell damage, whichever you prefer. Now, the other setup is quite simple. You change your Sergeant set to Ether of Destruction. Bear in mind, obviously, we've got to cover the sets here. So what we've done is we put Firebrand chest in heavy rather than the Sergeant. And we've put the Destruction piece, the 5-piece bonus on the belt. So yes, you now have 2 light. If you want to, you can swap the old light shoulders for a medium if you prefer, but you do not have to. That is your choice. Entirely up to you. It's nice to have the extra pen if you really want it, but it's not going to make a huge difference. If you want to optimize, have exactly the same weights, you can do, but failing that, the main thing you need to do is swap the chest for Pyrebrand and remove the Pyrebrand belt and replace it with Destruction. Then you just swap your jewelry to Destruction as well. So technically speaking, this will be on the website, but you're swapping one set for another. We are optimizing resistances, of course, but you don't have to. If you can just swap a set for a set, it's perfectly fine. And if you really want to, you can just simply swap the chest and take the loss on resistances. That way you don't have to mess around with the belt or anything. Anyway, what this does is quite simple. Heavy attack, boom, just like before. But he's got a bomb on him. So if I activate that, both bombs go off. The one that goes off all the time, especially if you've got a damage over time effect on the target already, and the one that builds up every second heavy attack. Now, single target overall, the first version is stronger by about 10 to 15k on the rig target dummy over there. If that's what you're looking for, that's the version you want. But if you want more area of effect, you can get around 10k less in single target if you're doing really well, a bit more if you're not. But the area of effect damage is really high because of the bomb that already goes off, and because of the extra bomb, and because of the heavy attack pop at the end. You've actually got 3 explosions at once. So it's very impactful. It's really good, and especially if you're in big ad pools or you've got bosses with ads involved, or trash pools, or whatever you want to call them. So the choice is honestly up to you. Both of them are more than capable of all content, even single target. It's just that one is slightly more than the other. This one, honestly, is a lot more fun though. Having things go bang, 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 bang is really cool. And there's one more extra shiny thing you might like for this one. If you are using more than one of these in your group, let's say for argument's sake you're in a dungeon group and you've got the Infinite Archive Almost Immortal Warrior, the old one that used to block and put a bomb on the target. If you heavy attack that bomb, it will go off. Alongside this, which of course will go off. Alongside this, which is your second bomb, which will go off. And if you've got 2 more of these in your group, or more, everyone has their own bomb. So if you all apply a bomb on the target and then all heavy attack at the same time, all of them go off at once and the room goes splat. So composition is key in that respect. Anyway, skills very briefly. These videos are long. I've been doing this a long time. Let's nail this early. We are using subclass abilities, of course, mostly for passive, but some of them are active. We are using the subclass of, starting up with the Dragonknight for Ardent Flame, but we're using Nightblade Assassination and Templar Adric Spear. Now you can swap these, so stay with me. This at the moment is Magical Banner. It's very simple. Go into the scribing system and you need to make the banner. And the way to make it is to go here. You want magic damage, which does all damage. It only covers magical types, so fire, lightning, ice, and magic, but it will do all the stuff we're doing apart from our glyph. On top of that, you want Class Mastery, which will give us extra weapon and spell damage the more enemies close to us, up to 300 extra weapon and spell damage. So yes, those booms get bigger. And you get damage mitigation as well. In the meantime, you want Minor Resolve, because that is the only one on here that the ring doesn't actually cover. So you've got higher resistances all the time, you've got damage contribution to all the damage types you do apart from your one glyph, and then you've also got extra weapon and spell damage that supports everything and defenses. So keep that running at all times. If you feel like you're running low on stamina, turn it off. Unstable Wall of Storms. It's quite simple. Destruction Staff skill line. Turn it into Unstable Wall of Elements. It's lightning, so it will allow for concussed enemies to go off balance, which gives you more damage if you heavy attack them, which we're supporting, obviously, because that's how the build is made. We've got Empower from the ring as well. Big damage if off-balance targets are present. Make sure you heavy attack the ones that are off-balance. Now, that must stay on the floor at all times, no matter what is happening. Keep that running. Your heavy attacks are key, off-balance, and Empower are key. This all lines up if you just keep this on the floor. Next up is Merciless Resolve. Of course, this is a Nightblade skill. You want to turn it to this morph so it costs Magicka. It's really cheap. If it's glowing, you can fire it. If it's not, you can't. If you choose to fire it, it's really high damage up front, but it also heals you if you're close. The trick to this is obviously to build it up. Light attacks give you 1 stack, heavy attacks give you 2. 5 stacks gives you 1 shot, and you can stack up to 2 of them. So you can save it for a rainy day, or just use it as an active DPS increase. It's very powerful, and heavy attack weaving is really easy. As you can see, I'm holding heavy attack. I'm going to keep hold of it. I'm not letting go of my button. Now, if I press another button while this is running, i.e. the bow, I've already pressed it, it will fire by itself. All I need to do is keep hold of that button. Really, really easy. So don't let go of it if you don't want to, and just fire that when ready. Next up is Flames of Oblivion. I'll explain this when we get to the rotation, don't worry. The Flames of Oblivion is the last ability you unlock in the Ardent Flame skill line. This is a 15-second overtime skill that fires 3 direct damage shots at the enemy. So I'll put that there so they're all in combat. Fire it once. 3 closest get hit. Leave it running. 3, 2, 1, and it'll fire again. And it'll keep doing that until it runs out. Maintain that. Don't let it run out. And finally, we've got an Execute. DKs don't even have an Execute, strictly speaking. Now we do. With the Assassination skill line, we've taken advantage of Impale. Under 25% health, you use this all the time. Heavy, fire it. Heavy, fire it. Arguably, people will say light attack and fire it. Do not do that. This build is designed to take advantage of heavy attacks, especially at low health, especially during off balance. This, linked with your heavy attack, is a lot of burst damage once that heavy pops. So maintain this at low health. And finally, we've got the ultimate Soul Harvest. This is a flex slot. You can change this out if you choose. Both ultimates did very, very well. One gives you less overall damage up front, but you do benefit from additional damage over time, which technically lines it back up again. And it gives you damage mitigation as well, which is the Standard of Might. Long duration, loads of damage while inside of it. It's very, very powerful, but it's expensive. Outside of that, you can, of course, use Soul Harvest, which increases your damage by 20% on the target you fired this on. But if it dies right now, then you've got nothing left. So on a boss fight, this is very, very handy. But in a fight where there's lots and lots of enemies at once, use the banner, and everyone inside of it will basically melt while you do loads and loads of damage to them with your rest of your skills that you're already utilizing. So, single target fight, Nightblade skill, AoE fights, or big fights, the Dragonknight one. Now, passives. We are taking advantage of the class passives, which is very important. We've got loads of flame-based ones here. I'm not going to go over them in detail. You can read this in your own time. We've done this for years. There's loads of videos on my channel. It's going to be a long day. We've got a class guide. Have a look. They're being updated soon, by the way, because obviously things have changed. Anyway, loads of flame stuff and poison stuff. Adric's Spear is here just for passives. We don't want to slot anything on the bar because we're already capping out on crit anyway. What we've done is we've taken advantage of this and this. Increase weapon and spell damage and armor, and we do free damage every time we basically do damage. We stack up multiple stacks up until 4, and then boom, free damage. Assassination, we've got crit chance, and if you're flanking the enemy, you have higher crit chance again. And if you kill something or someone else kills something that you recently damaged, you get resources back. So management for resources and crit chance is incredibly high, plus you give crit chance to the group for doing crits yourself. So crit, flat, and fire. Really, really simple stuff. Again, subclassing is Ardent Flame, starting with the Dragonknight. You must be one, otherwise you can't take advantage of the class script, and you can't take advantage of the class set. Outside of that, you want your Destruction Staff passives in order to take advantage of penetration, and of course the heavy attack bonus. If you don't have it, the pop at the end won't splash damage in area of effect equivalent of the damage you've just done, and you won't benefit from channeled or direct damage. So you must get all the passives there. Light armor, you do want as many light armor and medium passives as possible. If you're using the heavy piece on the chest, then you're going to want these too. They are all very, very beneficial. Get them all in your own time, of course, but you are going to want them. Extra flat damage, extra crit chance, extra penetration, extra survival. You've got all sorts. Get them all. Fighters, mages, not necessary. Undaunted, of course, get both of these. One gives you resources based on how many different types of armor you're wearing. Technically, we're wearing 3, so full bonus. And if you take synergies, you get resources back. We are a high elf. Mentioned this at the beginning. We're taking advantage of this. Obviously, if you use resources, your lowest resource pool will get resources back. So if we use a magic skill once every 6 seconds, which we will, you get stamina back. And vice versa, depending on your highest bar. If you're channeling, you take less damage. We're channeling all the time. It's a heavy attack. More magic, more weapon and spell damage. You can choose any race you like. Listen very carefully. If your race has big benefits to Magicka, then of course, Magicka and health food, and put all your attributes into Magicka. If your race you choose is heavy on stamina, flip it. Max health and max stamina food, alongside max stamina attributes. You won't struggle with Magicka as long as you're heavy attacking all the time. It will be perfectly fine. The choice is yours, but we are a high elf because that one did slightly perform higher as far as damage is concerned than the others. Now, we're going to have to underline this as well. Medicinal use is very, very important. If you don't have medicinal use, you won't take full advantage of your uptimes of your potions. If they're grey, good. If they're not, pop it. Now, Swap outs. This particular skill here, banner. Obviously they don't stack. If you've got someone in your group with the same one, stand next to them. If you can manage that throughout the whole encounter, whatever you're doing, then of course you don't need one or they don't need one. One of you can swap for something else. Or perhaps you're willing to take the hit anyway and you don't want the extra damage and you'd rather some more survival, in which case just slot vigor. What you need to do is put this on the bar and you can heal. You could go with burning embers if you prefer, but bear in mind if you heavy attack, that's going to run out. But you could use it for an emergency heal, and you could use it in Infinite Archive, especially if you've got focused effort. So this is an option too. Up to you how you deal with that, gauge the situation, and see how you feel about it. Bear in mind, however, there is a way to change the banner should that suit you, and that will give you less mitigation and less damage output, but it will still allow you to keep this bonus here for overall damage. Instead of your class script giving you weapon and spell damage, you could take advantage of a heal every 2 seconds. You do not actually have to be close to an enemy for that. You could just run around the room and give you a heal all the time. Yes, that can crit. Choice is yours, however. Add survival if need be. So, champion points. What do we got? These little ones here open up the other trees, and they are passives. But the key ones are the blue ones here, which is Wrathful Strikes, so damage overall for all damage types. You have Deadly Aim, which obviously boosts your heavy attack damage, with it being single target, and anything that attaches to that target. Then you've got Master at Arms, which supports the pop at the end from the set, and from the heavy attack itself, and from the magical detonation bomb that comes from Destructive Mage if you're using that set as well. And then in here, this boosts your light and heavy attacks. So everything there supports your overall build. You don't need the extra crit damage if you are bringing all the crit bonuses to your group because you're already capped out. Red tree is quite simple. I haven't implemented all of these because there's no need, but generally speaking, you want these two first of all, which give you armor and health. They don't even have any prerequisites. You get them right away. Outside of that, come over to here, get this health bonus, and then have these two. Resources back for both bars for getting a kill. You'll get loads. Green tree, doesn't matter. Get these as soon as you can, obviously, as they are passives. They're nice. They're very, very handy, but, I mean, technically speaking, the only one you really want is this one here, which will make you run faster outside of combat. Nothing combat-based, obviously, but that's nice. You will want this passive, though. This one here actually increases your XP if you are making a new build and you're taking advantage of subclass and you haven't leveled up the skill lines yet. Get this. It makes your skills level up quicker. Rotation. This is quite simple, actually. You put a heavy attack into this. Pop. Okay, there's more than that, but still. Wall of Elements needs to be on the ground at all times. If you can afford it, always have your banner running. Turn it off between fights. There's no point in losing resources over nothing. Technically, your recovery outplays it, but still. Off when you don't need it. So banner on, Wall of Elements down underneath the target. If you happen to light attack, you will put a flame damage over time on the target from your set. As you see there, you see the claws? That's the damage over time. If you heavy attack, that damage over time counts, and it will disappear and pop. You will then put a bomb on the target, which you heavy attack again, and it goes pop again, and you get 2 bombs. Short version. Flames of Oblivion, Wall of Elements under the target at all times. While they're active, hold heavy attack. If one is going to run out, you reapply it. That's pretty much it. So keep that running, heavy. Reapply this just in case. If the bow is ready, fire it. We've got 2 shots here. Maintain Wall of Elements, and carry on. Maintain that, and carry on. If the bow is ready, fire it after your next heavy. Now the more advanced version. Bear in mind you want to use your ultimate as soon as possible, at any point in time. Now, if you can track your Merciless Resolve, this is when it gets fun. So, I would encourage you to fire Flames of Oblivion every opportunity you get. After every single heavy attack, so long as Wall of Elements is still running, fire it. It will fire every 5 seconds anyway. If you do this, you're triggering it early, and then restarting the timer. It costs you nothing. When it gets to this point and Wall of Elements is running out, light attack bow, back into heavy attacks. What did I do there? I reapplied my dot. I took the opportunity to light attack, fire Merciless Resolve, and then get back onto the heavies. Doing so closes the gap, adds a damage over time, and makes your next heavy attack pop harder. Much, much more damage. So if you have to press 2 skills, for example, Wall of Elements is about to run out, and Flames of Oblivion is about to run out. Instead of just pressing one, then the other, then going straight into a heavy, do this instead. While you're in a heavy, get ready for the wall, light attack Flames of Oblivion, back into the heavy. Now my wall's about to run out, but I want to fire my bow. Wall of Elements, light attack bow, back into heavies. Flames of Oblivion, light attack wall, back into the heavies. If I ever need to press 2 skills, So Flames of Oblivion, light attack bow, back into heavy. Then I can take advantage of an additional damage over time and a slightly larger pop. So, simple version. Wall, Flames of Oblivion, heavy attack all the time, fire bow when ready. Maintain the 2 buffs. Advanced version, same, but any skills that need to be fired, light attack bow afterwards, just to squeeze in that little bit extra. It will be on the website, don't worry. It will all be clear once you start pressing buttons. Essentially, wall, flames, hold heavy attack, fire bow when ready, continue to hold heavy attack. Now, to make that really, really smooth, there is a way to weave this. As long as you are holding heavy attack, any skill that is instacast, like this, or like this, will automatically fire if you queue it up. So while holding heavy attack and not letting go of the button at all, continuously holding it, press Flames of Oblivion, it will fire when ready, and continue a heavy. Fire it again. I've fired it again. I've fired Wall of Elements already. Fired when ready. Every skill that I'm firing right now is me continuously holding onto the heavy attack and just pressing the button I want next. I want to fire the bow now. I've pressed it already. I want the ultimate. I've already pressed it. I haven't let go of the heavy attack button once yet. Now about the execute. Once the target goes down to low health, maintain Wall of Elements if you can, and maintain Flames of Oblivion if you can. Outside of that, never fire the bow again unless you need to heal, and just continuously heavy, execute. Heavy, execute. Don't spam it. Heavy, execute. If you continue to do that, your Destructive Mage will go off all the time, your Pyrebrand will go off all the time, and your execute will go off with it. And the combined bonus of all those with the heavy attack pop at the end as well is a huge burst every single time a heavy finishes. If you just light attack spam it, you're going to maintain a dot and some spamming, but you're going to run out of resources for a start. And also, you are not going to take advantage of the overall set, which is 2 things going bang at once. Again, if you're using the Sergeant set, even more important that you heavy attack because you don't want those big heavy attacks to go away. Most things do more damage at low health. Just keep doing what you're doing. Now, fashion. Not a lot on here on this PTS this time. So we've gone with some basic stuff. This is a DK set from the Infinite Archive. So there's fashion for each individual class. The hat is the Dragonknight one. So it says Basalt Blood Warrior. Technically speaking, I think they're both the same. But that one, pretty cool hat. The chest, really simple. Prisoner's shirt too. He looks a little bit rough around the edges. He's got a skin on. We want to show off some of that fire. And the rest is all Kynreeve, which is Dremora Kynreeve Sabatons. His signature. We've just gone with the Sabatons, the legs, the belt, the gauntlets, and the shoulder. They're all the same. Color-wise, we've gone black and red, and the staff is also class-based from the Infinite Archive. That pink glow only happens when you pull the weapon out if you're using Destructive Mage. If you're using Sergeant, it doesn't. So people, thank you very much for watching. I hugely appreciate support. If you're not subscribing already, hit the button. It's free. The comment section is there to tell me what you think of it after you've given it a go. And of course, there's a written guide in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.